Hello everyone, so today I have a fun little exercise for us. I have never really given my opinions on the alternate characters in a sort of tier list setting like this, and a lot of people have asked for it. I haven't done it before because a lot of the alternate colors are pretty much the same except with one stat slightly changed. So their playstyles aren't really different, but I thought it'd at least be fun to give my opinion and at the end put it in the final tier list with all the other players. I have them arranged in a tier list here from approximate best to worst. It's not really exact, but I just thought I'd arrange them like this. So let's start with the critters. So the main critter actually might be the worst out of them. You have the blue critter, who is better at pitching than the main critter, but also worse at batting. So I think his better pitching isn't quite enough to put him ahead of the main critter. Definitely the best critter is red critter, who has a 7 for fielding and an 8 for batting, so one extra batting stat than the normal one, who only has a 7 for hitting. I don't know if that gives him extra power actually, but I feel like they would have given him extra power if they gave him an extra batting stat, and I use him a lot and do really well with him. Brown critter just has a little bit more running, one less pitching than the main one, so I'd say he's the second best. Red and brown as the best, and green and blue as the clear worst, but if you want a good pitcher in your team, then you can just go with blue critter. He's not bad. They're all pretty good. Now for the bros. A common theme with these alternates is that one is good at hitting, one is good at pitching, and one is good at fielding or running. You saw that with the critters, and it's the same with the bros too. So Fire Bro is the best hitter out of all of them. He's got an 8, just like Red Critter. It's kind of funny how they match the colors up like that. That sort of happens. It's not always, but Red a lot of the times is the best hitter. So he's the best hitter. I'd say he's the best bro. Boomerang Bro is a better pitcher, but his playstyle is actually a little bit different than the others. His hits and pitches curve a lot more. I don't like that for his hits, honestly. He doesn't seem to have as much power, even though he has the same hitting stat technically. I don't think he has as much power as the other pros, so I'd say he's the worst. Blue Magikoopa is the main one. He has an 8 pitching, a 2 hitting, an 8 fielding, which doesn't matter, and a 2 for running. And you'll see me choose Red Magikoopa most of the time because he has a 3 for hitting, which definitely gives him a little bit of an advantage. Again, the red is the best hitter out of the Magikoopas. The thing is, green and yellow, they don't have as good pitching stats, but I find they're sometimes better pitchers than the normal ones. They have amazing control over the ball. They pitch it slower, but it also can be much nastier. I don't use them as much, but yellow also has a 3 out of 10 for batting. So I think yellow is definitely better than the main one. I think I should use yellow more. However, green is just worse for pitching as far as stat goes. I don't know if he's worse overall, but I'm going to put him below Magikoopa, the main Magikoopa, though he's still a really, really good pitcher. Now here's a funny one. The main Pianta statistically is just objectively better than the other 2 Piantas. He has 1 higher pitching stat, and although that really doesn't matter, there's like no reason to pick pink or the yellow colors unless you just really like their colors. Then you can, but blue is objectively the best, and red and yellow are tied for worst. Now, the bones are where it gets interesting. A lot of people say Dark Bones is the most powerful bones, but he has a 7 out of 10 hitting along with all the rest. But where he does excel is pitching. Of course, I say excel, but he only has 1 higher pitching than the normal Dry Bones. But all the other stats are the same, so he's just objectively better than the regular Dry Bones. Blue Dry Bones, though, it's hard to tell, but this is Blue Dry Bones. Blue is the worst because he has an extra fielding stat, which we know corresponds to nothing. Of course, it's hard to tell if the other stats actually correspond to something, but I feel like they would have increased some level of power or pitching curvability with the others, though there's nothing to increase with fielding because the bobble rates are all the same. And green Dry Bones is objectively the best, unless you want to use Dark Bones for pitching. Green Dry Bones is a little bit faster, though I will admit to using Dark Bones over Green Dry Bones almost every day of the week because he looks cool. And now onto the toads. There are a lot of them. So the normal toad has a 5 hitting, 5 pitching, and a 7 for running. And as many people know, yellow and blue toads have 6 out of 10 for batting, and this seems to make a big difference. Yellow and blue consistently hit dingers, though yellow has 1 extra fielding stat and blue has 1 extra pitching. So I'll give blue the nod for now, even though, Yod is the GOAT. And as far as green and purple toad goes, green also has a 5 out of 10 hitting, so I'll put him below there. And I will put purple in the middle here. I think all the toads are decent at hitting, but the first 3 really excel. Now the Yoshis are very interesting. Yoshi is the only captain with alternate colors, and he is by far the biggest discrepancy between the main character and the alternates, because he has this, captain star swing and also just way better stats. So he has a 4 for hitting and pitching and a 9 for running. The only other one with a 9 for running is Pink Yoshi, though it doesn't make him second best, but he is the only one with a 9 for running, as well as Yoshi. And Blue Yoshi has a 2 out of 10 for hitting, so he automatically goes in the back because he cannot hit at all. And Yellow Yoshi and Red Yoshi are the others with 4 out of 10 hitting. And I'd say that Red Yoshi is better because he has an 8 out of 10 running, even though Yellow Yoshi only has a 7. And Light Blue Yoshi goes, I'd say, second to last, because he has 3 out of 10 for pitching and hitting. He had 8 out of 10 running, so he's like a worse hitter but a better pitcher than Blue Yoshi. A worse pitcher but a better hitter than Blue Yoshi, and you wouldn't really want to be pitching with the Yoshis too much anyway. For Shy Guys, the main Shy Guy has a 5 for hitting, 4 for pitching, and a 4 for running. The only other one with a 5 for hitting is Green Shy Guy, and I'd say Green Shy Guy is the second best to normal Shy Guy. And Gray Shy Guy has a 4 out of 10 hitting, and I'd say he is the worst because he just seems to have the worst stats. And for Yellow and Blue, I don't know. You could just put him anywhere. At this point, who cares about the Nokis? I don't care. I really don't care. The Nokis are something like this. Just, they don't play any different. Nobody cares. Alright, so I've got our latest tier list up here on screen right now. Also, shoutouts to Bolty again in the Discord for assembling this beautiful tier list with the icons, including the alternates. She saved me a lot of time with that, so thank you. And this is the tier list that we had last. Honestly, there's a few changes I would make to this, but I'm not going to go over that right now. That'll be for a future video. So let's go put the characters in. Honestly, I would say here, I'll move Birdo over here. I'll put Red Critter over Peach. I think Red Critter is just that good. And I'll drop Blue Critter down to A below Magic Koopa. And for the bros, obviously we have Hammer Bro here, nice in A. Fire Bro, I'll put a little bit above. Boomerang Bro, he belongs at top of B for Boomerang Bro. And Magic Koopa is also the top of A. Honestly, all the Magic Koopas are great. I could put Red Mage in low S, and probably green and yellow would still be around here. For the Piantas, these Piantas are just worse. Maybe I'll drop them behind Boo in B tier. For the Bones, they're all like pretty similar, honestly. This is green dry bones. It's always hard to tell. I'd say maybe green dry bones and dark bones ahead of Funky Kong, and then another bones here. So again, this list will create a lot of things maybe I won't agree with, but it's just a generalization of how good the alternates are relative to their, counterparts, so you can see it on a full tier list. Now the regular Toad I have all the way down here, but I'll bring the Toads that can hit well to top of C. I think they deserve this, and then Green Toad right next to Red Toad there. The Yoshis will be a big discrepancy. Honestly, I don't know where they belong. Maybe D tier. I'd say Red Yoshi maybe C tier, and then red and yellow Yoshi C tier, and then pink Yoshi D tier, and then these guys around here in D tier. The Shy Guys, I think they're all pretty similar too. I have the main one first. You know, I think I'll just put them all here. They're even enough. The tiers are really getting filled here. Oh, and you might have said already or yelled at me in the comments for this that I didn't rank Koopa and Koopa Paratroopa. It's because who cares about them? I'll just put them next to each other. Nobody cares. Sorry. And finally for the Nokis, I think they're pretty similar. I put them in C tier last time. Maybe they deserve higher, so I'll put them maybe like this. So there's the final tier list. It's not the final tier list, but it's an alternate tier list with the different colors of characters. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you agreed with my ranking of the alternates, which is your favorite alternate in the game, and I will see you guys next video. Peace out.